it be coming in looking fire, bro.
What's good?
Avo just trying to.
Let me see if I can get this off.
And I'm here with Dynasty Bro Style and Dynasty Bro Fit. And we the bros. Dynasty Bros.
Yeah.
Who he is, we the bros, #1 fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we on go. Winning shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for? Who he is, we the bros, #1 fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we on go. Winning shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for?
What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Avo, and this is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 195. Let's go.
No, it's not. What's good, Brodies and Bays? This is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 144. This is where you come for your fantasy football needs and to chop it up about the latest NFL news. I, with the bright, clear skin, light shining on me, I'm Dynasty Bro Dot here with my co-pro.
Dynasty Bro Vic here at our DJ.
Hey, man, I'm DJ Avo. What's good?
Hey, I wore the Yankee hat for you, brother.
Hey, man, as you should. As you should. And why? Let's go.
We ain't gonna talk about Vic hat antics, man. I don't know what the hell you
Had some stuff on it, man.
But if you didn't pay no attention at the beginning, go back and rewind and just key in on Vic. I don't know what the hell.
Dirt off his shoulders.
Got the dirt off his shoulders by any means. By any means. All right, so hey, better late than never. We're here to recap the rest of the draft, man. Day 2 and 3. Probably try to go through the most important players in fantasy. And maybe some guys we like, maybe some guys that didn't even get drafted.
You know, there's a guy
I know, man.
that I've been drafting.
Hey, well, me and Vic be having these funniest moments, man. I swear I wish that our phone calls were just podcast episodes. They will be hilarious. And shout out to Vic, man. Off the rip, let me just say, shout out to Vic. I think I shouted you out being commissioner and doing your thing, but the way things keep going, man, I just want to keep on showing you support, man, and letting you know I appreciate you commissioning these leagues and dealing with the BS, bro. All right, I just want to let you know. If ain't nobody else gonna say it, I just want to let you know I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, man. Guys gotta tap in with what's happening.
No comment. Shout out to the homies, man.
Yeah.
It be your own people, man.
It's all good.
All right, let's boogie though, man. I called Vic. I was happy. I said I got a flag on the play. So we got some flag on the plays today. We got to say something good to the people at the end. Like I said, we got the draft recap, day 2 and 3. And right now,
what's up?
We're going to get into what's the word, the Hood Jim Z with Dynasty Bro Vic, man. Are you ready? You got your news pulled up?
I'm ready, man. Let's go and get into it, man. Right. So, breaking news, the hottest news on the Twitter streets, Mr. Pat McAfee, so former coach, former punter for the Colts. He basically he's moving on from FanDuel and he's joining ESPN. So he's walking away from his $120 million deal. And they're saying he's going to be earning a little over $10 million a year at ESPN. So still can catch his shows on YouTube, all that good stuff, but also going to see his show on ESPN Plus and
so
ESPN2.
What does that mean? Because you just said $110 million worth of money difference.
Right. Yeah, man, I'm still scratching my head, right? But either way, I feel like it's a long-term play with him. So
it's a move to a bigger platform to get him in front of more people. That he's also going to still be on YouTube for free too.
Right, there you go.
So if that was a large part of the deal, he said that was a large part of the issues he was having with talking to different people. They wanted that shit off of YouTube. They wanted to change shit. He wasn't going.
So shout out to Pat, man. Look, hey, he knows what he's doing, so I trust the move, man, even if it's, long-term play, right? But either way, we all know ESPN is a big platform, so shout out to him. It shows fire, man. So
I want my 120, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like he probably got his bread.
Yeah, he's good.
I assume he didn't lead the deal. I assume the deal was up.
I don't know the terms of that, but
yeah, it sounds confusing. How about
I literally assumed he's a free agent. That's why he started having all these conversations.
I feel like, of course, ESPN, I'm sure they do their podcasts, right? Like they have different podcasts, but Pat, he's changing the game in terms of like how you stream and all that good stuff. So
he said he will be saying fuck less.
So that's a good question. Will he be cussing on ESPN?
Yeah, he said he will.
Okay.
He said just less fucks. That's it.
Okay.
You can cuss on ESPN?
I guess so. He said shout out to the Jordan doc.
I'm about to find out.
The Jordan doc only was allowed to cuss on Netflix. I watched it on ESPN. All them fucks were bleeped out.
Look, that's what the man said. I don't know. So that's all he said was you just want
man fuck bleep. all that. You ever heard somebody ever bleep their own cuss word?
Nah, man, that's
Fuck bleep.
That's different, bro.
I'm thugging. All right, my bad, bro. I'll let you get back to the next one.
All right, man. Let's keep it pushing. Shout out to Front Office Sports. That's where I saw this. Tyler Lockett. He's basically became a licensed real estate agent last off season, and basically his real estate group Live and Serve. He just became the official realtor for the Seattle Seahawks, which is fire. So he can sell houses as a player, and once he's done playing, so he's gonna stick around Seattle and continue to sell houses. So that's dope, man. Like seeing him. I don't think about right now, but even the future, right? Post football. So
shout out to a guy who's been able to utilize the hell out of his football career and piecing together the aftermath too, bro. I always salute that.
All right. Now this was on NFL rumors.
All right, man.
Former Dallas Cowboys NFL Pro Bowl defensive end, UFC fighter. That's a loaded title.
G Money.
Greg Hardy. They said he's now working at Walmart. He made nearly $24 million playing in the league.
Bro.
I just figure it's a good,
That's
contrast.
What?
I did see that.
Compare and contrast. Now look, we don't know if he fucked off the whole 24, but maybe, we don't know, right? It's NFL rumors, but either way, man, I'm just showing guys are doing things outside of football, right? So I'm just showing the spectrum. It's a spectrum.
God
damn. What he's saying is there's guys in real estate and there's guys working at Walmart.
That's the spectrum.
That's all he's saying.
It's just a spectrum, bro.
He ain't saying it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm not saying.
He's just saying it's a thing.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Vic, a wild boy.
Hey, man, there's Chick-fil-A and there's McDonald's. You know what I mean?
There's Walmart, but there's Meijer. Like
there is.
Hey, I don't even go.
But
to
there's
Walmart.
also
Target.
But there's also Costco.
Wifey put me on Target, man.
You
I'm
see
bougie
the
now, bro.
Yeah, that's
being Target
bougie
now.
shit, man. Is that why your t-shirts fit like that?
Yeah, man.
You go to
Bro,
Target.
Facts.
I get my salads, I get my candles. It's different, bro.
I just want to say, I want some shoulders like Vic, man.
I've been in the gym, man.
My shit look like a normal stick figure shape.
Y'all ain't about to make me look little back here.
All good, man. But let's keep pushing, man. Look, the sporting news. Cam Newton says his hair could be impacting his NFL free agency.
Wait, what?
Is Cam's hair holding him back?
No. I
If
believe
by hair he means arm accuracy.
Arm declining.
Yeah, if hair is an acronym for arm accuracy, then yes.
Like I think there's other factors that are doing more damage than his hair.
Yeah, I agree.
Shout out to D-Hop who has hair just like him.
Maybe what he's saying is
Shout out to Justin Fields who has
Yeah, shout out to the guys with a bunch of
what
hair.
he's saying is when he throws it, the wind catches his hair and it drags his arm. So yeah.
Too much hair on top of the head fucks up the trajectory of the ball. Throw.
Exactly.
Makes sense, bro.
Yeah, Cam. I don't think it's the hair, my guy. Or as they would say in the fantasy football leagues, bud. It's not your hair, bud.
My boy.
Hey, the sun is like really beaming on me, but it got me looking real different right now.
Nah, man. We got
light bright big boy.
Nah, man, we gotta move around.
Light bright big boy.
We gotta tilt the screen down or
Right,
something.
boy.
Try to-
You can't change the sun, my nigga.
Well, I guess my
you have to move.
Nah, yeah, bro.
you gotta fix that, bro.
He can't fix
Slide over here, man.
I don't think that's gonna do it.
that. Ain't gonna do it. You got the
Why
slide
is
so
it just
far.
right there?
That's the way the sun
It's
hits
the sun,
now.
bro.
That's just, hey man. Hey, this is why we live,
You wanna
baby.
swap
This
me
is why
out,
we
man?
live.
I don't like it, man.
It's cool. We're just gonna rock it out, man.
Nah, man, make
See,
there you
it's getting
go.
behind the cloud
We
now.
got light bright
What
big
was
on
that,
deck.
man? It looked like a Polaroid trying to come back to his real.
I remember them days. You buy a picture, you gotta wait about 5 minutes. Hey, my
guy back, bro.
my melanin was melanin.
I know, man.
Melanin in it.
Say that word.
My melanin was melanin. Boy. Hey, I need some sunglasses.
I got some sunglasses.
I got the
bro.
clear
Grab
eyes.
some.
Nah, I'm good. All right, man. We good for another probably 6 minutes. I don't know. All right, last thing I got for what's the word before I see if you guys got anything. But shout out to Horseshoe Huddle, man. So the Colts are gonna host joint practices against the Chicago Bears during training camp. So last year they had the Detroit Lions.
Is
So
they gonna be here?
yeah, you know, up in Westfield.
That
So
host, bro.
yeah,
We gotta
Justin
go.
Fields and AR, man, they're gonna
Headed
go.
out to Westfield.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
gotta
need to
go.
go.
They at Grand Park. I've been wanting to get out to Westfield, man. Let's go.
Yeah, so that should be
That's hard, bro. Justin Fields and AR. Damn, that just got me hyped.
Yeah. And last thing, actually, we're coming off rookie camps, man. So
That's good.
a lot of rookie hype right now, right? Giving rookies on rookies right now. So everybody looks like a stud. My guy had to remind me, hey, man, it's rookie camp, man. So I appreciate that. But now the vets are getting out there this week. So seeing a lot of Bengals highlights and Cowboys highlights. So
yeah,
that's all I got, man. What you guys got for what's the word?
Don't go do nothing crazy during this fantasy football hype for these rookie mini camps. That's the biggest thing. But I don't have any news, but I do have a flag. Y'all want to talk about it?
What's your flag?
We could talk about it with the music playing. I think it'd be cool. So I want to flag Ja, man, just because I want to see my young guys do better, bro. Like, it's hard to blame, the guy with the camera, with the phone. At some point, you just got to blame the guy for his actions. I don't think that the suspension and whatever happens should be as harsh as everybody is speaking, but just in general, bro, like glorifying weapons and stuff, like when you're in a position where you're a leader, like you're a leader to so many people and the youth and just even young grown-ups, because you gotta think like Ja has people, his peers are probably looking up to him too, so this ain't just the youth that are following his lead. I just want him to capitalize on everything that he deserved to have in his future, bro. And it ain't, people talk about the money. Yeah, the money is important too. He already fumbled $41 million by not making none of the all NBA teams this year. And the only reason he didn't make that is because of these mistakes this year. Because ain't no reason why his talent didn't get him voted there. And then, you messing around, messing up the money with your with all of your endorsement deals. So I just want him to just be better for himself, because sometimes we get too nonchalant, or we feel like we bulletproof and untouchable, and we just out there making boneheaded mistakes and just not getting the best out of ourselves. So I just want to do that, because I root for him. I love watching him play. He's one of my favorite players now in the NBA. I just I don't like to see anybody jeopardizing that. This ain't just a Ja attack. It's just anybody that's oblivious to what they mean to people and to the world. So yeah,
I'm gonna throw my flag to Ja's friends, because no way one of my homeboys would have been doing none of that. I wouldn't have let none of y'all fumble the opportunity. You might have to kick me out and stop me from being your friend. Like legit, I wouldn't let none of my people around me blow an opportunity like that. That's not to say nobody has tried to say something, tried to say how to move, but I'm just saying, man, flag on the play to the friends, to the people around them, man. Y'all got to, protect y'all investment too. Like, be smart about it.
Yeah. Of course, he's 23, right? So
yeah.
We remember being young, 20s and 23s, riding big around. Facts. At that time, we would have had the Chief Keef and what else? Boosie, Jeezy, Gucci.
Yeah.
So I get it, being a young kid, letting music take you over, especially if you got millions, right? I can only imagine, but still no excuse though, man. Flashing guns. So yeah, man.
I ain't even got no problem with them flashing a gun. It's the way you flash the gun. You can have a gun. Guns are legal. It's okay to have guns are for hunting. There's a certain way to show your gun off. Like, you could be a gun enthusiast. Like, you could love guns. Like, that's okay. But the way you going about it ain't right. You can't move the sun.
We got to sit at a different angle, man.
You can't move the sun, guys.
You want to turn at a different angle?
I'm gonna try.
Guys. Unless you're gonna move the table, ain't nothing gonna change.
We can turn.
It's cool, bro. I'm just here for the audio experience this week.
Hey, man, Light Bright Vic in the building.
I'm trying to decide if I like it or not, man.
Nah, it is what it is, bro. We live, so it's fine.
I don't know, man.
It's cool, bro.
We're gonna ride with it.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by what's the sunscreen shit?
I don't know, but sunblock.
Yeah.
Sunblock. Use it for those of y'all that need it. So y'all can see my face, you know what I mean?
This is what I look like without glasses.
This is what I look like without my glasses, ma. Let's keep it going, man. It is what it is. Sun will be down about. Let me see when the sunset is. Get on the weather app.
By the time we done.
Sunset is 8:52.
By the time we
Oh
done.
my gosh. Okay. Nah, we
like,
gotta do
like Bright Vic all day, baby. Let's go.
That's
put
fun.
the table back, bro.
Nah, it's cool. It don't matter. Let's keep
all right,
pushing.
let's boogie, man. But that's my flag on the play. I think we all just kind of chimed in on that, but that's it. So let's do this. Follow me at Dynasty. I can't look at Vic in the screen, man. Is it fucking your face up too? Follow me at Dynasty Bro Style.
Oh man, they're gonna watch this and be like, "What the hell?" Where can they follow you at, bro?
He's not even sure no more.
I'm about to go. Follow me
Where
on.
can they follow you, Vic?
Follow me under the sun at Chief Social FF. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast where you listen. Dynasty Bros FF. DJ Avo, where can we follow you
Hey,
at?
man, follow me. Follow me on Twitch at DJ Avo. That's DJ AVO633. Let's go. Hey, yo, Dot, can you tell us where to follow you at
Yes,
now?
follow me at Dynasty Bro Dot on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the main Instagram page, Dynasty Bros FF, and follow the YouTube, Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, search Sunny Fantasy Football Podcast. Me, Vic, and Avo gonna pop up.
Yeah.
They might be scared of this episode.
I know, man. It's real creepy
Hey,
looking,
man,
bro.
It's just real life out here, bro.
You like an alien right
We
now.
really
man.
out here. We really in these streets. And there's sun out here in these streets, man. Hey, man, we are the melanated people. We can slide our way back,
I
man.
don't think that's it.
That actually move you. It might not work, though.
All right, let's boogie, man. So look, we already got into the round one recap.
Bruh, there's nothing we can do at this moment.
Yeah, bro.
You still gonna be in the sun if you over here.
Nah, bro. I think we moved it around a little bit to where it's all right.
It's not as bad.
If you come right here, bro, you good. I think.
It's
Hey,
not
we
as
really
bad.
adjusting real time on the live.
Real
That's fun.
time. We a little more to the right. This movie table a little more to the right.
Oh man, this is bad.
This is hilarious.
No,
Hey,
it's not, man. This is
It's real-
hard.
It's real
man.
life, cuz we out
This
here.
is hard, bro.
I'm
Shout
sliding.
out.
I'm sliding too.
Nah,
man.
shout out to the new studio, man. We really try to focus on fresh, like bright light. It's not just all like we got the dang ring lights and stuff set up, but we like to get the natural light going. So shout out to all of that going.
I'm gonna be like the like Two-Face. I'm gonna do it that way.
Nah, man, I'm at this tilt, man. You could have slid over some more. Man.
I want to do like Two-Face off Batman.
All right, fucking man. Let's get to
You-
it, man.
You
We
fucking with it, Avo? The Two-Face?
I fuck with it, bro.
Let's go for
Because
it.
now it look like it's supposed to be there. There we go. All right, let's get into this recap, man. We got the round. We got the day 2 and day 3 recap, and we're just gonna go through the important fantasy players. All right.
Man, that was a hell of a transition. But let's get into it,
I
man.
know, man. I couldn't stop laughing for a little while, bro. It's gonna be funny. We gotta make sure we remember to clip this for our little funny moments at the end of the year we put out.
All right, that's cool. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Round 2. So with the second pick in round 2, Will Levis, quarterback from Kentucky to the Titans, man. So of course, most expected he's supposed to go round 1, but he didn't. So how you feel about Will Levis, man, going to Tennessee?
Embarrassing, first of all. I hate seeing that, but honestly, it's a team that really probably did want to take him in the first round. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the whole NFL kind of had their decision made up on that guy. So they were able to get him in the second round. I think that's a team who's trying to decide if they want to move on from Tannehill. I don't think the dead cap is going to let them move away this year. So maybe just goes out there and they all compete. I'm pretty sure that he's already going to beat out Malik. Malik showed that he does not have the arm to be an NFL player at all. He's a hell of an athlete. But I think already from day one, he goes in and be the backup and has a chance to compete, especially if that offense goes in and doesn't do anything at all. They just have to start focusing on their rebuild.
Yeah, man, I would like to see Malik moved at this point. We've heard some rumblings about Seattle possibly, trading for him, which it might not be bad. Get behind Geno a couple years, but see if anything can be salvaged from that situation. But clearly the Titans are done with him at this point. So, for me, between Will Levis and Malik, I do think Will has the, more upside, more potential. more tools in the toolbox. So hell of a pick for them. Will Levis, man, from a dynasty perspective, rookie draft. You got any Will Levis?
Haven't took
Are you
any
interested?
Will Levis at all, and I'm not really interested. But I guess if you get to that back end of that first, and I mean, here's the thing: I really like 3 quarterbacks, and 2 running backs, and about 3 receivers. So I guess at that point, when you get to the back end, the 109, 110. That's where I would shoot my shot because, just in super flex, it's like the upside of having a starting quarterback means a lot. But that doesn't mean I'm still excited about taking them. I'm just trying to shoot for the upside. But I've never been excited when it is coming around and been like, damn, I could have got Will Levis if I had one more pick above. So
got you. Same. I don't have any Will Levis either at the moment, but hopefully he does his thing in Tennessee. Moving on, 3rd pick. You want to talk this guy right here?
Let's talk. I don't know. I feel like I started off with him being my guy on the low. I feel like he done turned into your guy, man. But Mr. Sam Laporta, tight end for the Detroit Lions. They moved on from TJ Hawkinson in the middle of the season, trading him to the Minnesota Vikings. And they had just a plethora of tight ends that were still valuable at good points last year because they actually contribute their tight end and usually score a lot of touchdowns. So right away, J-Mo suspended the first 5 games of the season. So Sam Laporta could probably come in right away and be the 2nd receiving option on the team. As long as he wins that starting spot to a whole bunch of no names. So it shouldn't be an issue. He should be able to go out there and start getting targets right away. And that's very valuable because usually it takes rookies a lot to get acclimated. But if he can go out there and start getting run right now, I like that for him. And, that's an offense that's doing nothing but getting better. So I'm excited to see that.
Vic, he all about targets.
Yeah, man. So speaking of that, we're seeing Sam going about the middle of the 2nd rounds at this point. Of course, Dalton Kincaid, he's been going in some back end of the 1st rounds. And yeah, man, I'd rather just take a shot on Sam in the 2nd if I want to tight end. So let's keep pushing. 4th pick in the 2nd round, Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame to the Raiders. So, of course, I think he's going to be a steal, man. He's going to operate with a chip on his shoulder. He's a 3rd tight end off the board from an NFL draft perspective. So you could tell he's pissed, right? He felt like he's the number 1 tight end prospect. So I think the Raiders got a dog in him, and he can, he's going to be like your traditional Jason Witten type of player. So, of course, can put his hand in the dirt and block, and also can get out there and run routes. So
yeah, to move away from a Waller who was, cost a lot on the cap and been banged up over the last year. I think it's good to potentially have the number 1 all-around tight end coming out of the draft after moving away from Waller. So I think he'll come in right away and he'll play. So I like that, man. I like the help. I like Jimmy G. He's known to target the tight end, whether it was back in New England or when he was with his days in San Francisco. So we'll see how that goes, man. I like some Mayer. He's going to be dominant because he can do both. He can block very, very well, and he's a good receiving option when he's going out there being a target. Not super explosive, but just a good target.
All right, man.
All right, let's get into one of my surprises. I guess it shouldn't have been a surprise because I know it shouldn't have been a surprise because they're trying to build an offense around a rookie quarterback. You feel me? But they went and got Adam Thielen over the offseason. They went and got DJ Chark over the offseason. So it was like, okay, they're kind of loaded up. They already have Terrace Marshall. It's like, okay. But they went
Visca.
to go get
They got Visca.
But they went and got Jonathan Mingo, who is one of the bigger receiving options in this draft this year. And as you start to break down everything I just said, it makes you realize I ain't doing nothing but name a whole bunch of guys that ain't did shit. Like Thielen had his moments, but he's getting older. He's 32 now. What does he really have in his tank? And Chark is out there fishing year by year, trying to find something to stick. And Marshall never ended up doing anything he's supposed to do, him or Visca. So who says Mingo's going into a crowded spot? He has the opportunity to walk in there and could probably be the outside one right away and be able to start to throw his chemistry right now with Bryce, who I think is an amazing quarterback.
Yeah, man. Bryce is looking mighty small out there behind those 6'5" linemen, but hey, he's still gonna do his thing. So
they ain't gonna be able to find him. You can't hit what you can't find.
Yeah, but speaking of Bryce, that's why I really feel they're gonna run a balanced attack, man. They don't want him throwing the ball 40 times. They want that ball out of his hand quick.
Even before they were drafting him, that's just kind of what they did all off season. And we'll talk about that, bro. I can't wait to hear how excited I am about Miles Sanders this year because they had Deonta Foreman, Chuba Hubbard out there. Dude, they were getting so much run last year, and both of those guys are just regular Jags, basically.
Yeah.
So now I'm excited to see what they do, and I like the system they're going to run. I'm excited for all.
All right, I don't have much Jonathan Mingo, but of course everybody wants the next AJ Brown, so that's what they're comparing them to, prospect wise, size wise. So we'll see.
School-wise.
Yeah, school wise. I mean,
stuff like
but school's got a type back in the day. So yeah, so I don't have any Jonathan Mingo, so I'm just gonna watch that one. I'm gonna group these next two guys together. Green Bay Packers went back to, well, not back to back, but at least in the second round, they picked Luke Musgrave out of Oregon State, tight end, and also at the 19th spot, Jaden Reed, Michigan State wide receiver. So, of course, it's Jordan Love show. So they're basically just trying to take shots and get him as many weapons as possible. I would have liked seeing possibly some other guys go there, but I'm not really excited for Jordan Love. So I'm not really interested in these guys.
you don't have to be excited for these guys, but I do like them taking shots. They extended them for the 1 year, Jordan Love, and then they took, well, technically they took those two receivers last year and Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson for, they didn't have no weapons for Rodgers. But going back into this year, taking two pass catchers in the second round, I think both of these guys are going to start right away. That's their starting tight end they just drafted. Jaden Reed's going to go right into the slot with those two outside guys from last year. So whether you like them or not, you have to respect the coaching staff going out there to try to supply Jordan Love weapons. And I think both of these guys are going to start right away. So we'll just see. I don't know who has the most upside out of all of those weapons. Nobody just seems like the dominant guy, but it might just be a core of guys that work for Jordan Love. So we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a toss-up. We don't know what the hell it's going to be.
Yeah, and that's going to be frustrating from a fantasy perspective. So that's really why I say I'm not interested. So yeah, of course, NFL can be different from fantasy. So I'm looking at this from a fantasy perspective. But go ahead and talk your guy, man. 21 spot for the Seahawks.
Man, let's talk the fantasy bomb, man, because Kenneth Walker was the rookie that everybody was falling in love with by the end of the year, especially after Brees went down. It just seemed like it was the Kenneth Walker show as like the dominant rookie running back. Second round. There was one guy that was a big runner that could catch the ball very well, and it was Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. And I feel like when he got drafted, he pretty much has almost for the most part, it's just a few picks apart, the same exact draft capital as Kenneth Walker from last year. So it's kind of awkward. They don't mind using multiple backs. Kenneth Walker wasn't used as a pass catcher in college, but he did catch some passes, I think, out of necessity last year. But I do think Charbonnet can come in and be a good pass catcher, but he's also a good runner. Are you nervous at all for Kenneth Walker?
I'm not, man. I mean, like you already mentioned, Seahawks have shown they like to keep two backs involved, even going back to the Chris Carson and Penny days, right? So they want to run the ball in the NFC West, loaded offenses and defenses. They want to run the ball in those divisions with those tough defenses. So, yeah, I'm seeing Zach go, early second round. And if you need an RB, the first two go, I'm still going to stick to that, man. Get your guy. So, round one, I'm usually drafting talent, but round two, get your team needs from your fantasy perspective. So get that RB. All right, let's keep pushing, man. 24th pick in the second round, day two wide receiver, Rashee Rice, SMU, to the Chiefs. I feel like this is a trap. I always want to say that because it's Pat Mahomes, man. He got a lot of weapons. You still got Kadarius Toney. Hopefully, he stays healthy. Sky Moore.
They brought back McKinnon.
They got
the only receiving option that really matters is
Travis Kelce. But I am going to throw a name out there. They got Richie James, who's a veteran. What I'm saying is they can spread the ball around. It's not going to matter. If it's not Travis Kelce, it doesn't matter. You can have a Toney week. You have a Sky Moore week. If these guys are out in and out the lineup, you can have a Richie James week. It's just another weapon, right? Pat knows how to spread the ball around. So everyone's locked in on trying to find that next Tyreek. There is no one like Tyreek, right? So yeah, that's why I'm not really hype on these other guys.
And I have 0 shares just because I jumped out the window and when I could did all the Sky Moore shares I could last year. Pointless. All right, let's move to a guy that I'm kind of excited about just because Dak Prescott and that Dallas offense always supports a solid tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as Dalton Schultz signed to Houston this offseason, feel like everybody jumped on the Jake Ferguson show and it was like, oh man, we got a top 12 tight end this year just because they know what their system supports. For them to go take a tight end, actually, I thought they were going to take a tight end in the first round. So I'm kind of surprised that they end up taking a guy that really wasn't on my radar super heavy. But after going back, I just bumped him up because like, okay, he's decent in the past game. But now situation bumps him up even more in my eyes. So, I still like the top tight ends before him, the Kincaids, the Mayers, the Laportas, but like right there, at that 3-4-ish, I'm going to slot him in strong right there and then call it a tier break because I just like the situation he fell into. How do you feel about having potentially the Dallas Cowboys starting tight end?
Yeah, I mean, you can easily find yourself walking into another Dalton Schultz type situation. That's how we stumbled upon that coming off the Jason Witten, retirement. So this is a guy who I have been overlooking, but the draft capital's there. I believe he runs a 4.67.
He's a better athlete than Schultz was, and Schultz was able to be one of Dak's favorite targets.
So there you go, man. Get your waiver claims in ASAP for this guy, man. If you're already drafted in your rookie drafts, and if not, this is a guy you don't even got to draft in the third round. You get him off waivers. So
Facts.
Yeah, put your claims in.
Bro, let's spend 25 seconds on this next guy.
All right, the next guy, Brenton Strange, Penn State, tight end to the Jaguars. And all this tells me, because I don't know nothing about him, but I know football, so I can tell you this. This just tells me they want a guy who can play the traditional tight end spot so Evan Ingram can line up in the slot. That's what I get from that. So basically, they want to get more weapons and solidify the offense. They got the receivers. They got the pass catchers. Let's get a traditional tight end who can block, help us in the run game too.
And since that was wasted content, I'm going to let you go to the next guy too, because that's your guy.
All right, man. Marvin Mims, man. So with the last pick in the second round, wide receiver out of Oklahoma, went to the Denver Broncos, and I like this pick. This is part of the Sean Payton era. So to me, this is a Sean Payton type pick, maybe with some input from Russell Wilson. But they got a guy who's flashed early. Remember he had we made the all freshman team.
Yeah.
In the Big 12. So consider that an early breakout. But either way, man, 5'10", about 180, 185. So speedster, 4'3".
Speedster.
So a weapon, man. So I don't see him being the one, but he could definitely, I could see him easily be a wide receiver 3 in that offense.
Yeah. Good compliment to a 1.
All right, bro. Jump to the third round, man. Talk your guy.
All right, this is a guy that I really, really like, and I kind of like where he's getting slotted into these super flex leagues, like mid-second, sometime back second. They pretty much came out said they're going to redshirt Hendon Hooker in Detroit, but it's kind of expected. He got injured later into the season last year, so they have Jared Goff as a veteran in an offense that's growing, and why not take the shot on a guy that was like he was in a Heisman run when he was healthy, bro, and he was leading the team and looking good, man. And I know he's on the older side, so that's always a joke, but age doesn't matter at quarterback. You walk in at 25, you can play until you're 40. It's been proven.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Hendon Hooker, man, I like the fact they're going to give him a red shirt, sit back and play. All of those weapons are young, and the offense and just the team in general is still growing. Jared Goff goes out there and he doesn't put together some growth on film, and they just stay where they're at and don't take the next step forward. I love Hendon Hooker next year, man. He's going to walk into a team that's going to have 2 dominant receivers, hopefully a dominant young tight end. They took Jameer, one of the best pass catcher running backs, man. It's just amazing what he can walk into if everything falls for Jared Goff this year. It's going to go up for Hendon Hooker next year. So to take the shot, man, imagine he doesn't have the rushing chops, but just imagine having a guy with those kind of weapons and that kind of upside, and you took him in the second round in the Superflex League. Like, I like it.
Hell, I'm seeing him go in the third round, so you're gonna have to wait 2-3 seasons. But hey, it's Dynasty, so I'm gonna keep pushing, man. So with the number 6 pick in the third round, Nathan Tank Dale. So Tank Dale out of Houston, smaller stature wide receiver, but he was handpicked, bro, by CJ Stroud, man. So I like to see that, like to hear that. A young QB at the 2 spot, franchise quarterback going to Houston. and already giving input as far as, hey, let me get this guy. And apparently that connection started at the combine. So
I was gonna ask that don't sound normal.
Yeah. So, but basically, Stroud fell in love with Nate and Tank Dell, how he ran routes at the combine. So that's why I'm interested in that situation. I'm seeing Tank go in the third. I'm also seeing him go undrafted. But either way, man, why not? It's worth the stash.
Big facts. And this is a guy I'm probably more excited about because we've been talking about this. We actually just got to talk about it yesterday. Mr. Kendre Miller, man. At some point, you get to where you have to just start shooting your shot on opportunity. And he got drafted by the Saints. And that's a team that, for the most part, usually always supports a good running back. And Alvin Kamara is getting a little bit older. I think he'll be 28 this year. He's having his troubles. There's a potential suspension this year. And all they did was bring in another older guy, Jamal Williams, who's just been a red zone guy. I don't think he's that good of a runner. So give me a young guy who can potentially walk into a situation where there's no Alvin to start the season, so he's just competing with Jamal Williams, who I would give the edge to Kendre just as a pure runner. And we'll see what happens. And if he can walk into a couple games starting by the end of the year, sky's the limit, because you see him going at the back of seconds and walking into some thirds maybe sometimes. So I like that upside. That's how I like to build my depth, man. So Kendre Miller, man, rookie running back for the Saints.
All right, man. I'm going to talk about actually, I'm going to group the next two guys. Basically, these are two guys from Tennessee, but the Giants took Jalen Hyatt, and I'm just not a fan of the Giants in terms of it. Just feels like they're taking dart throws, trying to find a wide receiver one. That's just what it feels like, because they brought in Paris Campbell. They brought in Darren Waller, who's probably going to be the number one pass catcher in their squad. Who's the guy that drafted last year? Forgot. Wan'Dale Robinson,
who looked good when he was healthy.
He didn't look bad. I'll give him that. But to me, this is just an organization that's just taking dart throws. I don't really think they have a plan when it comes to like finding a true number one. I know Jalen did his thing at Tennessee, but it just doesn't feel like he's going to be that alpha.
He's probably not. He's a speedster. He's a one-trick pony.
Now he can run routes. Remember in the little clip with the Cowboys coach? He's like, you know what you are. He's like, what's that, coach? He's like, I can run routes too. He looked good on there.
I saw that.
All right, so Jalen Hyatt is a one-trick pony. He Wan'Dale Robinson will be a young slot guy as long as he can come back healthy.
And I Paris Campbell will be the older version of that.
Yeah, and I think, but they brought back Slayton, who's going to be an outside speed guy. And like I said, Darren Waller is probably going to be the number one target for Daniel Jones. But the same thing I said earlier for what they're doing with Jordan Love, you have to shoot your shots, because if you get to a situation where, say, Saquon don't come back or the running game can't dominate like it used to, and you pay Daniel Jones, you have to shoot your shots on guys to let him potentially have weapons, because you can't go into the season with Wan'Dale Robinson, who I don't even know if he's going to start the season how late he got injured, but you can't go into the season with Darius Slayton and Waller and then just let it be it. You got to shoot the shot on somebody else.
I agree. I just see the Spider-Man meme. You got Slayton pointing at Hyatt. You got Campbell pointing at Robinson. All these guys are the same, in my opinion. And I'm going to group the next pick with him, Cedric Tillman. So the Browns, wide receiver out of Tennessee, and you can tell they wanted a wide receiver, and it looks like the Browns might have been content with either Jalen Hyatt or Tillman, so they just went with who was left.
I like Cedric, though. I ain't going to lie.
He's a bigger receiver.
Yeah, he's the bigger receiver. I think he has the chance to complement Amari, bro, to be honest. Donovan Peoples-Jones did not look bad last year in games, but I think he's a one-trick pony, too. He's not a route runner who really demands a bunch of targets, and I think Cedric can go out there and do that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. David Bell was drafted last year. Kind of an underwhelming season. Didn't do what we thought initially, he could walk in and do. So, they did go get Elijah Moore, who's probably going to play the slot. But,
play that Landry role most likely.
Yeah, so I'm excited to actually see what that cast looks like for Watson, especially if he takes the next step.
All right, and now we're back to Green Bay.
Tucker Kraft, this guy, so you can talk the next.
Well, I don't want to spend too much time on him.
No, I'm not.
I just want to say real quick, this is why I didn't like the first couple picks with Green Bay, because they doubled back with another tight end. So they took a receiver and a tight end, and then in round 3 took another tight end. So it just shows, like, to me, they're just taking shots, right? Hoping one of these guys stick.
Well, you have no tight ends now, all the tight ends left. So you have to take a receiving tight end. You have to take. They still want to kind of run the ball, and they still need to protect Love. So that's what Tucker's doing. He's going to be the protection. He's going to be the traditional tight end because, that's what Tucker's going to do, basically. He's going to be the blocker. So they went into 2 because you got to protect Jordan Love, too.
Okay. All right, man. Coach, 16th pick in the 3rd round, Josh Downs, man, a guy who I wasn't really high on coming into this, but with the capital and all the excitement, especially after drafting Anthony Richardson, and we know what Coach Shane Steichen brings. So, of course, we see him operate offense with 2 number 1 wide receivers. To me, I don't think Pittman's like that true number 1 alpha. So I actually like Josh Downs here. He has a chance to be our number 1 in the future. Not saying this season, but he has a chance to be that. Top 12 receiver for us once we get AR going, because I'm sure we don't want to just run all the time, right?
Nah. I love that pick for y'all, for us. But you the bigger coach fan.
Yeah.
All right, Tajay Spears. I know Vic's kind of weary on him and the whole one knee thing. But how about this? With all the talk in the air with King Henry not being there next season, who knows who's the backup? Something happened right now. He get traded. Everybody's going to be in on Tajay Spears potentially. So that's the same thing I said with Kendre Miller. I'm just shooting my shots on guys who could walk into a starting lineup if I could make it make sense sooner than later. So that's why I like Tajay Spears. Not the greatest prospect in my eyes, but he's still a bigger back. Kind of fits what they traditionally like to do at running back. So I do like him.
All right, 21st pick in the round 3, Devin Achane, Texas A&M running back. So, of course, going into this, I'm stubborn, not really liking him, given his stature and size, but I'm not stupid. So at the end of the day, draft capital is there. So if you're a day 2 guy, you got a chance to start or have a significant role. Perfect system for him, perfect offense. Speedsters all around, man. That's gonna be crazy on Madden, bro. Even though I don't play Madden no more, but you got Waddle and Hill, and then you got all this speed in the backfield too. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good landing spot for him.
And Tank Bigsby, that's who went to the Jaguars next. Do not fear for your Travis Etienne shares. I do think he's a good compliment, though. I do think he brings a little bit of the bigger stature running back that you might need compared to Etienne. Etienne's a finesse running back, a speedster. He's gonna break those dynamic plays. Tank isn't going to do that, but Tank is going to complement. I still think Travis is still going to be okay around the goal line. They're going to use him. Don't trip, but I do like Tank. I do think he's going to walk into the backup role and be a good compliment.
All right, 30th pick. I'm not going to spend too much time here. Darnell Washington, tight end out of Georgia. Crazy athleticism. I know they were concerned about the medical, so here's a guy you don't even have to draft. Just add him on waivers, $0 claim, $3 claim, whatever you want to do. Put him on your taxi.
And I just want to say Michael Wilson has been banged up. He's an older receiver. He's a bigger guy. If anything happens with Hopkins, who knows if he can walk into some playing time.
All right, I'm not interested in Trey Tucker, Cincinnati wide receiver, a little bit smaller size speedster. Probably going to use him on special teams for the Vegas Raiders.
And Cameron Latu is just going to be a backup. They still have Kittle. Kittle is one of the best tight ends we have in real life and in fantasy. So
round 4,
trying to take him. Man, let's just at this point,
right?
Let's just scroll through and
pick out guys.
Every guy you like. Let me go first because I do like Roschon Johnson and backup to Bijan. He's a bigger back. He's still kind of dynamic. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. Didn't get to put a lot of film out there because he was playing behind one of the best prospects in years. So I still like him. And honestly, he's in a situation where he's not playing behind a stud in Chicago. So you never know what he can walk into. So he's decent. He's a decent pickup.
All right. Before I talk about the guy I want to talk about with the Bengals, I do want to just real quick. I auto-drafted a guy from the Saints, Jake Hayner, Fresno State quarterback. It was an NFL league. I was so shitty. I could have drafted Josh Downs. God dang. I said goddamn. I didn't say God.
Damn.
But yeah, man. But let's keep pushing, man. 29th pick. Charlie Jones, man, wide receiver for Purdue. Again, more of a stash, right? Look, Joe Burrow got all the weapons in the world. It's the Chase and Higgins show. So he could step in, potentially play that Tyler Boyd role if they don't renew him, once his contract is up in the next year or two. So, yeah, just a stash, man, if you want to be a part of that Joe Burrow offense. But nice production out of Purdue.
All right, I got 2 guys that are going to be backups that you shoot your shot for random things to happen in the third and fourth rounds. But let's go with Eric Gray, the running back out of Oklahoma. He went to the Giants. And I want to talk about Evan Hull from Northwestern, plays for our Colts. I don't really know what's for sure is going to stick behind Jonathan Taylor, and I don't know what's going to happen with Saquon and his situation this year. So these are guys pick up third, fourth round back into these rookie drafts, sit them on your bench. You never know what they're going to walk into through injury or through foolishness, through contract issues.
All right, I'm going to try to throw a couple names. People may be interested, even though we're not most likely, but Israel, Nikonda, Pittsburgh running back, the big, strong, fast guy, landed with the Jets behind Breece Hall, right? So I'm not interested in that landing spot, but a guy who I'm stashing because I'm paying attention to how these Buffalo Bills draft wide receivers, right? Justin Shorter out of Florida.
Yeah.
He was the top recruit coming out of his class. So, just worth a stash, man. Given basically, I'll be honest, of course, I'm a Gabe Davis guy, but I'm starting to come around like, look, man, I don't know if it's going to happen the way I want it to happen. So next up, man, who got a next shot, right? So, of course, they brought in a tight end and Dalton Kincaid. But either way, man, Diggs getting older. Why not put a guy like Justin on your taxi?
And I got one more because I liked Zach Evans last year. He was a great running back. He got ran out of his school by Kendre Miller, and he ended up at Ole Miss. He got drafted by the Rams. We already know the love-hate relationship they have with Cam Akers. We'll see what happens, but, you pick him up third, fourth round because you never know. I keep saying it. You never know what you're going to walk into with these running backs.
All right, I do want to highlight my guy who I had as RB5 coming in. Chase Brown landed with the Cincinnati Bengals out of Illinois. I still feel like it is a little bit of a trap. I mean, I know they got Trevion Williams and Chris Evans, so these other veterans are going to get a shot. So keep in mind, this is a day 3 running back. He can run the ball, but he's not going to be a Joe Mixon back there. So he's more like a spell back, in my opinion. But not a bad, complimentary back to have. So,
and I think we're both done potentially, but I think you have one guy, for sure that you just talk about him real quick.
I see a guy that has a clear path to getting on the field. Puka Nacua, BYU wide receiver for the Rams. The reason why I say that, of course, they got Cooper Kupp, right? He's the man. He's going to be the guy. But I don't know if the Rams really like Van Jefferson. The reason why I say that, think about all the wide receivers they brought in. They brought in Odell. They brought in some other guys, right? I don't know if they really like Van. So he's coming up towards the end of his rookie contract. Puka has a chance to be on the outside. So not the most explosive. He's going to be more like a 50-50 guy at 6'1", 6'2". He's going to play like Mike Evans, but just not at Mike Evans' height. But that's a guy I'm watching, right? Just a little situation I'm watching.
And you have an undrafted guy.
Yeah, my undrafted guy is, Sean Tucker, man. So running back out of Syracuse, went to Tampa Bay. We're hearing rumblings that they might bring in Zeke. But, if anyone that can be beat out for a potential starting job, Tampa Bay, it can be wide open at the end of the day. I don't know if
Rashad White is the guy.
if he really has it on lock. So there are a couple other guys too, man. I'm just looking at, man, potential like Dwayne McBride, UAB running back for the Vikings.
I don't know what's going on with
Dalvin Cook, and Madison's been there. His rookie contract should be about up now, right? So
he just got re-signed. They signed him for 2 years.
Then you got Kenny McIntosh hype coach speak with Pete Carroll, man. Look, man, you just never know.
Listening to Pete, man.
Never know, man. That Georgia running back, man. So the guys I'm just looking at, right? So, man, Lou Nichols, bro. He looked good at Central Michigan, but he fell in the draft, man. So
sometimes you got to follow that capital.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. So that's it, man. I think that's it. Oh, there is one more. Deuce Vaughn, man.
I knew you was. I didn't want to bring up
No.
Deuce. I don't know how much I like Deuce.
Let me tell you why.
But why?
Sometimes it ain't all about analytics and draft capital. Sometimes you got to wrote the storyline. His dad is he's a scout for the Cowboys, so he actually got the call on the pick. I feel like the Cowboys are going to give him an opportunity. Not saying he's going to start, but he's going to get an opportunate to get on the field and hopefully take advantage of it.
He was super productive. My only thing is I think the style of running back that they would need him to be as a scat back and like that kind of smaller guy, I think they already have some of that in Tony Pollard. And it's like you're taking those touches out of Pollard's hands to do the things that Deuce does. That makes sense.
All right, and then Chris Rodriguez with Washington. Is it worth looking at? Giving Gibson stay banged up,
bro. I don't want to keep.
I'm just putting it out there.
They keep bringing in guys. It ain't even about Gibson. They got their guy in Robinson, and Gibson's just gonna be an annoying thorn in everybody's back. I wouldn't want the thorns in bags. That's all they gonna be.
The last name we're gonna talk. Keyshawn Boot went into the New England Patriots. Can Bill Belichick get this man right out of LSU?
Hell no.
All right, man. That's it. It's done.
Booty.
That's that, man.
All right, let's get into the closing. And that is where we say anything you want to do, something positive, something negative, something you're going through, big up somebody, shout out a brand, shout out a business, shout yourself out, shout your family out. So excuse me, that was the wine. But I think I want to go first, and I'll let y'all piggyback. Because I do want to share some good life. Is this a good? Fuck it, it is what it is. I know we talked, and I gave the flag on the play to job, but I do want to say this, man. Like I said, I really just want us. We have to do better in general as young people, especially young black males, with our decision making, because I feel like we're already looked at like under a microscope, and I just want to see us flourish, man, as a community. And we need the young ones that are able to be in front of millions and millions and millions of people to shed that light and show good grace to people, because we need to make sure that we got people that we can follow, and we got OGs that we can look up to and get advice from. And we all need to make sure we're keeping good grace and showing that on a day-to-day, and just making the best decisions for ourselves. Man, life's so short. There's so much ignorant shit already going on. We don't need to be, bringing bullshit on ourselves. So I know I gave a flag to him, but this is me just in general. I only gave a flag because, and bottom line, I just want to see us flourish. I just want to see us do better. I just want to see us maximize our potential in life. So yeah, man, and that goes with everybody and everything that you're doing. But, particularly when I see young black men making mistakes, man, I wish I could just reach out. You just want to be like, bro, we got to get this shit together. So yeah, man, that's my closing argument. Anybody else?
Can I jump in on the back of that? Pause.
Yeah, bro, don't ever ask me that, bro. But yeah.
Just to piggyback on that, rest in peace to Derek's little cousin Jamar, passed away last week from gun violence. Derek had to bury his cousin last Saturday, and I know that was a very tough thing for him to do. So I just want to encourage all the young kids out there, man. Just you have more to life to live for. You got more you can move for. Like there is life beyond 21, 22, 23. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to die in your late 80s, 90s, and 100s if you're blessed enough. You feel me? So I just want to give y'all encouragement that it ain't got to be like that. It ain't got to be like that. Don't let the hip hop music and all that stuff influence you as much as it is. We were young too. We did a lot of that, a lot of crazy things, but we knew what crazy things not to do, because we knew what we meant to our parents and what they meant to us and all that good stuff. So I just want to encourage y'all to keep moving in positivity as best you can.
Facts.
Yeah, mine's gonna piggyback off what everybody said, man. And don't be afraid to hold people in your circle accountable, man. Like pulling somebody to the side and giving them a word, man. Like, hey, what are your goals, man? Keep your big picture in mind, right? Don't throw everything away over one moment of showing out or trying to look cool in front of some girls or trying to look cool in front of your boys. It ain't worth it, man. So yeah, I would say don't be afraid to hold your boys, your friends, your family accountable, and even yourself, most importantly. So make sure you hang around people, man, that can keep you in check, man. Let you know when you're wrong and let you know when you're right, man. You got to hang around people that can let you know when you're wrong, and also people that celebrate you in the next breath and next minute too. So that's what I got to say, man.
That's big facts. I like that. Good shit, everybody.
All right, Avo, walk us out, big dog.
Who he is, we the bros, number one.
Hey man, catch us here next week, or maybe the week after, or maybe the week after that. They about to try to figure out who about to rap. Who y'all think?
It's that, man.
It's never my verse, man. It's never my verse.
I guess we're gonna see.
I'm gonna end the fuck out of this if it ain't me.
You ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for? Y'all trash. I heard you needing some help. If
One more bar.
was a league, I'd be drafting myself.
Okay, one more bar.
You how to win, and you'll be passing the wealth.
All right, one more bar.
Them other lanes, that shit bad for your health. I'm the 101 and I'm 101. Making haters sick to their stomach.
All right, one more bar, y'all.
Getting wild. I'm doing this for a while.
I hope you dominate your league, Dynasty Bro Style.
Nigga, we the bros.
Who we is, we the pros. Number